Have you been in a presentation, training, or meeting from hell? The presenter is an amateur and leaves you listening to hours of lectures and you really not learning anything. How can you engage your audience in your next presentation, training, or meeting? Always start with the why. Hi, my name is Anil Jaising. I'm a certified Scrum trainer with Scrum Alliance and an adjunct faculty at the NYU's graduate program of project management. When I'm designing a training or a presentation, I'm always looking to see what experience I want my audience to leave the training with. What am I trying to tell them and why? The what is your topic and the why comes from the learning objectives. Learning objectives are goals for the student or your audience. Learning objectives demonstrate what you want your audience to know, do, or value by the end of your event or presentation. They essentially answer the question, what will your audience learn? To construct the learning objectives, you need the Bloom's Taxonomy. Bloom's Taxonomy is a tool to help you assess the level of rigor and challenge your students are experiencing in your course. Bloom's Taxonomy was first created by Benjamin Bloom, an educational psychologist, to consciously and intentionally address the level of cognitive complexity and challenge in a course or a presentation. Bloom's Taxonomy is a multi-tiered model classifying thinking across 6 cognitive domains. These domains are associated with 6 learning levels, and you can associate action verbs with each one of these levels. The remembering level means to recall information. Action verbs for this level include define, identify, label, and list. Understanding means to construct information from oral, graphic, and written messages. Action verbs associated with this level include compare, discuss, explain, and summarize. Applying involves carrying out a procedure through implementing or executing. Verbs associated with this level are calculate, manipulate, solve, and compute. Analyzing involves breaking material down and making sense of the relationship of those parts. Verbs associated with this level include distinguish, differentiate, analyze, and integrate. Evaluating has the learners making judgments based on criteria. Action verbs associated with this level include argue, critique, test, and conclude. And finally, creating involves putting elements together or reorganizing elements to form a structure. Action verbs associated with this level include construct, design, invent, and produce. Lower level to higher order thinking looks something like this. Before you understand a concept, you must remember it. To apply a concept, you must understand it. To evaluate a concept, you must first apply it. And to create something, you must first thoroughly evaluate it. Different course levels that I teach, the learner journeys through remember, application to advanced courses that need you to analyze, evaluate, and finally create. The higher you go, the course becomes more difficult. Every course will have learning objectives from the lower level to the higher level. However, the advanced level will have more of the higher order learning objectives. You can use these 6 major categories to organize your presentation plans and exercises into varying levels of difficulties, resulting in an experience that guides audience through increasingly more complex material from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. Additionally, you can use these verbs associated with Bloom's taxonomy to develop clear learning objectives associated with a specific level of difficulty. Let's take the example of this YouTube video. What do I want my viewers to take away from this video? I want you to be able to classify learning objectives within the 6 cognitive domains of Bloom's taxonomy. Well, let me take you through a 4-step process to build learning objectives. First of all, start with the STEM statement. After viewing this YouTube video, you, my viewers, will be able to. Second, determine the learning objective. Here's where I think, as the creator of this YouTube video, what I want my audience watching this video to accomplish at the end. My goal is for you to know the Bloom's taxonomy and be able to create a learning objective. Number 3, consult the Bloom's wheel to find the appropriate level and verb. The wheel contains 6 levels of cognitive domains, the action verbs associated with each, and then a sample of learning activities associated with the action verbs. You can download the Bloom's wheel with the link in the description. Now I want to pick my verb so that my viewers can understand the Bloom's taxonomy. Although I want them to understand, I will not use understand as the verb because it's far too vague. This takes me to the lower order part of the wheel to just pick a word. Although this video is introductory level on the Bloom's taxonomy, I would also like my learners to apply their learning, which takes me to the next level, which is the application level. And I will choose the verb classify, which I now can be sure that my viewers can not only understand, but also apply their learning. Number 4, write and complete your statement. The learning objective will then become, after watching this video, my viewers should be able to classify the 6 domains of Bloom's taxonomy. We now have an audience-centered, measurable learning objective, and that's the why of this YouTube video. Remember, learning objectives are measurable, observable statements of what the students will be able to do at the end of a unit of learning. So learning objectives need to focus on outcomes, not processes. Start each outcome with an action verb from Bloom's taxonomy. Avoid vague words such as know and understand. Incorporate a mixture of lower order and higher order thinking. Write the outcomes from the student's perspective and check that the outcomes reflect knowledge, skills, or attitudes. Try for no more than 3 outcomes per major topic. To write learning objectives that are focused on outcomes, avoid using action verbs like understand, know, appreciate, be aware of, learn, or become familiar with, because you cannot measure them. In our training from the back of the room class, we help you with creating learning objectives and course design to meet the learning objectives for your next presentation, training, or even a YouTube video. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.